is, anybody was there for this one? Hemanji, weren't you there? Yeah, last week. This, anybody was there for this one? Oh, echo. Okay, so quickly I'll go over what we learned. So Krishna and Radharani were sitting by a tree, and then Krishna wanted to have Radharani look just like him. So there were some nice devotees there called Manjaris who said they will decorate Radharani just like Krishna. So they took some black pigment and covered Radharani's body with that bluish color, and then they took a yellow dhoti and made Radharani wear that. They took a peacock feather, and Radharani was looking just like Krishna, and they were both meditating. And by that time, all the gopis came, and they were like, "What? There are two Krishnas? Which world are we in? I thought we only had one Krishna in Vrindavan. Now there are two Krishnas. We don't know which is the real Krishna." So they guessed one of them is a real Krishna, but actually, yeah. And then they guessed who's the real Krishna, and then when they went to the other one, thinking that must be Radha, because Radharani was not with them. So they went to Radharani and said, "Hey, Radharani, what's happening? Why are you dressed up like Krishna?" But actually, they guessed wrong. They actually went to Krishna, real Krishna, not Radharani. And then Krishna acted as if he's Radharani. It's a little confusing, but Krishna Krishna was sounding like Radharani. He said, Krishna took some water. So Krishna himself is saying, this Krishna, he took some water and put it on my body and made me look just like him. Thankfully, I didn't drink that water. Otherwise, I would have sounded like him also, but at least I have my voice. But all this time, Radharani is meditating there, and Krishna is saying all this. And then he said, and then Radharani says, I can't tell you what Krishna did. So I'm going to take each one of you to this pond, and I'll show you what he did. So then he went and took each one at a time and hugged and gave a kiss to Lalita first. And Lalita said, "Hey Radha, why are you doing this?" It's like, I'm too embarrassed to say what Krishna did, so I'm just showing you. So like that, Krishna goes to each person and takes them and hugs them and give them a kiss on their cheek, and then Krishna and everybody thinks it's Radharani telling each of them secretly what happened and how she turned into Krishna, but it was actually Krishna himself. So that is this pastime of this place called Nidhuvan where this happened. Okay, so then we discussed about this pastime where Krishna is coming to see Radharani, and this place is called Kosi, and this is where Radharani fools Krishna a little bit. So Radharani is inside the house, and Krishna comes and knocks on the door, and Radharani says, in the Vrajabhasha, she says, Kosi. Kosi means, who are you? Who is it? And that's how this whole forest came to be known as Kosivan or Kosi. So Krishna says, oh, I am Krishna. And sometimes something black is also called Krishna. So Radharani says, oh, you are a black snake? I don't want to see you. You might bite me. I will not open this door. Then Krishna says, no, I'm Ganashyam. I'm your friend Ganashyam. Open the door. And Radharani says, Ganashyam, that's like a rain cloud. I don't want a rain cloud to come and make my whole house wet and the front yard all wet and muddy. When I come out, all my legs get dirty. I don't want Ganashyam here. Can you just go to the forest and rain there? I can't open the door for Ganashyam. And Krishna says, no, 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 you're not understanding. I'm Chakri. Now Chakri, Krishna's another name is Chakri because he has a Sudarshan chakra. But rather it also means a potter. So Radharani says, what? You're Chakri? You shouldn't be coming here. You should go where there's a wedding happening, and there you can sell your pots, where people will decorate their houses and the marriage venue with a lot of beautifully painted pots. You can go there. I'm not getting married today, and I don't need your pots. So Krishna then says, oh, you're not understanding. I'm Madhusudan. And then Radharani says, Madhusudan. Madhusudan means a honeybee. You're a honeybee? Hey, there are no gardens here in my place. You should go to a garden. So Krishna is getting very frustrated. And then he says, I'm Hari. Please open the door. So Hari is another name for a lion or a monkey. So Radharani says, what? You are a monkey or a lion? Don't come here. Go to the forest. So this is how Radharani played a fool with Krishna. And this place came to be known as Kosi. Okay. And then we discussed a story of how Radharani was feeling a little angry, and this is transcendental anger that makes Krishna happy. So this is when Radharani was sitting with Krishna, and when she was looking at Krishna's chest, he has a jewel, right, Kaustuba jewel, and she was seeing her own reflection in that, and she thought some other girl was hugging Krishna. And she was becoming very mad, and she said, no, Krishna, I don't want to see you. I'm going over. And then Krishna wanted to convince Radharani, no, I'm with you. I wasn't with anybody else. Don't go away. But Radharani was not listening. And Krishna sent the gopis, and gopis couldn't convince Radharani. And then Krishna then decided, the only way to make Radharani in a good mood again is to pray to Radha Kunda, or the Radharani's pond. We discussed the story of Radha Kunda, right? So Krishna starts taking flowers, and with his tears he wets the flowers and offer it to the pond. And Radharani sees that, and she becomes very happy and become friends with Krishna again. Okay, we discussed that story. Okay, so that was it. We just discussed 3 stories last class because not many of you joined. So today's stories will start now. So any questions on last week's stories?
It was like in the second story was Radharani playing a joke on Krishna for fun, calling him different names, or was she really confused?
No, she was playing, she knew it was Krishna. She was just making fun of Krishna's different names because it meant it can also mean another thing other than Krishna. Good question. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So next story is about a festival called Sanjhi. And this festival is celebrated by the gopis every year. And what they do is they decorate the walls of their house with different kind of artwork. And typically the cow dung is used. Cow dung and mud are mixed together, and nice designs are made on the wall. So as you can see, even today, there's a little girl celebrating this festival by decorating her wall. And during that time, everybody used to, as the community, everybody used to visit every house to see which girl decorated their house the best with the Sanjhi. So Radharani and Lalita and Vishaka, they were always thinking about Krishna and doing things that would please Krishna. And they did not get time to make this decoration on their house. And it was almost time for everybody to come and check who did the best. But at that time, there was another little girl there, a cowherd girl came there and said, "Oh, Lalita, Vishaka, and Radharani, don't worry about this. Actually, I will help you. Why don't you go and see everybody else's wall?" So they left, and this beautiful bluish colored young girl started decorating each of their houses, Lalita's, Radharani, and Vishaka's house. By her own design, she started doing some beautiful decoration. And then all the villagers and the community, they finally saw all the houses and declared that Radharani and Vishaka and Lalita's house were the most, had the best Sanchi. And everybody was congratulating them. And then somebody asked, "Hey, you made such a wonderful decoration. How did you make it?" So they all pointed to this young little beautiful bluish colored cowherd girl who helped them to make it so beautiful. But nobody realized who that girl was. And so it was Krishna who was dressed as a girl who was taking care of his beloved friends and making sure they won the competition. Okay. So that is the Sanchi festival. Now we have two more places in Vrindavan and how it got its name. So okay, so this is before that. Okay, so this is a story where Krishna goes to Yavat. Yavat is the place where Radharani lived with her mother-in-law Jatila, her sister-in-law Kutila, and her husband, within quotes, Abhimanyu. So Krishna was going there to meet Radharani, and this Jatila was always vigilant, never allowing Radharani to go out of the house or anybody to come in. So this story is how patient Krishna is. So Krishna came to this place, and he was under this little bushy tree. It is a berry tree, and he was making a sound like a cuckoo, coo coo. And by that time, Radharani and her friends understood this is not a real kokila bird or a cuckoo. It is Krishna calling. And they were all wanting to run out of the house and see Krishna. And as soon as Radharani heard the sound and she was trying to open the door, the mother-in-law came and said, "Ko aire," means who is there? And then Radharani got afraid and she went back inside. So Krishna kept repeating this for a long time. And in this story, Krishna couldn't meet Radharani and the gopis, but Krishna stayed all night waiting and trying his best to meet the gopis. So this would teach us how to be patient, like Krishna. So he went back home after he waited all night to see Radharani and the gopis. Okay, that is this story. Yes, Ayana, do you have a question? No? Okay, so next is the story of Tamalavan. So Tamala is the name of a tree. And if you ask your moms, you might there's something called bay leaves that are put in to make nice smell for the biryanis or some garam masala that's made. So that tree, this tree has beautiful leaves that smells good, and it is nice if it is added to food. But nobody eats them. They just remove it before eating, but it gives a good flavor and smell to your dish. So this Tamala tree, and the story is how this place came to be known as Tamalavan. So Krishna and Radharani were sitting there, and Krishna was saying, "Hey, why are all these creepers growing around these trees?" So there were a lot of creepers that had, or the vines that kind of had entangled these trees. And he was asking Radharani, why are these creepers around this beautiful trees? There are many Tamala trees around there, and Krishna was asking this question: why are all these creepers covering this whole tree? Then Radharani said, these creepers are making this tree more beautiful because these creepers are bearing flowers. And this Tamala tree doesn't have flowers by itself, but because these creepers are covering up the entire branches and the bark of the tree, and now this tree looks like it is a flower tree. So so Radharani was telling how the creepers are actually good for the tree, and she was hugging one of the trees too. So this teaches us that if you have good friends, the tree provides support to the creepers, and the creepers providing nice beauty to the tree. So you can both complement each other and be better together than you would be if you are away or independent of each other. Okay, so that is the story of Tamalavan. And then there is a story of Pilu. There's again, these things it's a very small stories, but small references. But whenever you go to Vrindavan and you see all these, you can remember these stories, because every nook and cranny of Vrindavan has a story behind it. So if you go around and you see this tree, it's called a Pilu tree. And this Pilu tree is where Radharani and the gopis, they hang their clothes before they get into the pond like Shyam Kund to take a bath. So this very auspicious place. And it's also said that near that pond, there's a beautiful deity of Krishna and Radharani that was found by one of the devotees, and now it is in Jaipur. Okay, so the last story for today is Umraaha. Umraaha means ruler of a kingdom. So the Gopa boys were saying, Krishna is the king, Krishna is the king. And the gopis were saying, no, Radharani is the queen. Radharani is the queen and she is the ruler, not Krishna. So they were all, Radharani was sitting on a big elevated throne, and all the gopis were acting like courtiers and saying, oh king, oh ruler, Radharani, you are the best. And so Radharani says, okay, yes, I'm the ruler. Now, why don't you take these flower garlands and go tie up whoever is not saying I am the ruler. So the gopis went, and they were going with big sticks with these flower garlands as if it's rope. And while they were going, the Gopa boys, Sakas, got so afraid they ran away. But Madhubangal is a little heavy, and he couldn't run as fast. So the gopis caught up with him and tied him up with these flower garlands and took him to Radharani and said, hey, we caught one of the prisoners. And then the gopi said, what should we do with him? And And then Madhumangal said, "Oh, I agree, you're the queen, Radharani, but please give me some punishment so that it'll fill my tummy." So, Madhumangal likes eating a lot. So, and Radharani, she was acting like a big ruler, but then when she heard this joke, she started laughing. And she said, "Okay, gopis, why don't you untie him and give him a lot of laddus?" And this Madhumangal started eating all the laddus. And they said, "Okay, Madhumangal, you can go." And Madhumangal went to Krishna and said, "Oh, Krishna, these girls, they tied me up." So Krishna and Madhumangal came then and came there. And then and Krishna agreed that Radharani is Umraaha. Umraaha means the ruler. And that's how this place came to be known as Umrah. That's where Radharani was made the queen by the gopis and gopas. Okay, so those are all the stories for today. Is everybody ready for the Kahoot?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the Kahoot. Okay, the game pin is 4353385. Make this bigger if you want to scan the QR code. Okay, Asmita ji is in. Ice. Somebody is in a winter mood. It's ice. Radha Chaitra ji is in. So we need one more devotee to join. Looks like Hemanji dropped the call. Okay, Ayana is at least putting her own name. Okay, let's start then. There are 5 questions today. What is the festival of Sanjhi celebrated by the gopis of Vrindavan? Throwing colors at each other, preparing sweet rice, decorating wall with artwork, typically with cow dung and mud, dancing with everyone. So what is this festival of Sanjhi? Yes, it is decorating the wall with artwork. And a beautiful young girl came and helped Radharani, Lalita, and Vishaka. Okay. Second question. Who was preventing Krishna from seeing Radharani when he came to Yavat and made the sound like a cuckoo bird? Kutila, Abhimanyu, Jatila, Vrishabhanu. Yes, it was Jatila. The mother-in-law was the one who was stopping Radharani from seeing Krishna. Kutila is the sister-in-law of Radharani. Okay, next question. Why did Radharani say the creepers in Tamalavan are good? They cover the tree bark and have flowers. They bear fruits for everyone to eat. They provide medicine needed as food for animals. Yes, for the tree that doesn't give flowers, the creeper was giving flowers. Okay. What was the tree that Radharani and gopis hung their clothes on before taking bath during the day at Shyamkund? Tamala tree, Pilu tree, Kadamba tree, coconut tree. Yes, it's Pilu tree. Tamalavan, Pilu one is different and Tamalavan is the previous story. Yeah, it is easy to get confused a little bit. Okay, last question for today. What does Umraaha mean? Beggar, ruler of the kingdom, doctor, accountant. Yes, everybody got it right, so I'm happy. So let's see who's on the podium. Third place goes to Radha Chaitra ji. Congratulations. Second place goes to Ashmita ji. Congratulations. And first place goes to Ayana. Congratulations. So, yes, Sonakshi ji?
Sorry if I'm not there.
You didn't, what happened to ice?
Oh, I wasn't playing. My
You didn't play?
my account said that mine was on a low speed. If I had to play, the call had to cut.
Oh, anyway, you were able to listen in, right? So
Yeah,
you know the
I
question.
knew all the answers.
That's good. Very good. All right. So thank you so much for joining every week and giving us your association so that we can all discuss about Krishna. We are actually coming towards the end of this book. There's only one more story left. So we would have finished both the books by Bhakti Purushottam Swami about Srimati Radharani. So next we can discuss what we'll do. Yeah. So Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Hari Bol. Yeah, maybe next class we might not be able to do like last week because Ayana has a swimming meet and I have to take her. So I will put it on the group. Please check the group. Thank you so much. Hari Bol. Vancha kalpatarupascha kripa sindhupe vaja patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.